All right. What's up, y'all? What's up? Welcome to X-Men, Tarot, Oracle, and Channel Messages. It's your boy X. Wakanda forever. Alright, today we gonna set a new routine. I'm gonna read this every day. A new freedom. In the name of religion, grave injustices have been perpetrated upon the entire world. These injustices have caused insurmountable suffering and pain. It is the collective consensus of the translators and interpreters of this version of the Bible that this cycle of darkness must be broken. For the truth is the light, and with the truth all captives shall be set free. All captives shall be set free. Now, with that being said, this numbers do around me. Alright. Yeah, alright. We gonna talk about defeating narcissistic traits today. That's what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, because that's what's going on. That's the shadow side. That's the dark. People who fully, completely embody them and just get lost. Become an entity, negative energy, dark forces, whatever term you feel comfortable using. Demons. Almost all the same. But defeating narcissistic traits. First off, we all have them. We're all born with them. They're our shadow side. It is what it is. No, I'm not saying we're born evil or anything. No, we're not. At the time of birth, we're only scared of two things: starving and being dropped. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But do we have narcissistic traits within us? Yes, we do. Yeah. It's up to our environment and, our family. Like I said, it takes a whole village to raise a child. So it's up to everybody that is around us, everybody that's in our environment. For those of you who are parents, everybody that's in our child's environment. They're all somewhat raising them because they're influencing their life. Now, with that being said, what are they? Manipulation and brainwashing. It's now these traits can be put towards someone else and towards yourself. But what we're gonna do is today we working on us. We working on us. We can't be focused on what everybody else is doing. We can't. I mean, we can let people tell them, hey, I'm aware of this and this is what you're going through. But it's up to them whether they want to accept it or not. So we're gonna use these and apply them for ourselves to defeat our shadow selves. You feel me? All right, rock with me. Now, manipulation and brainwashing. It could be doubt of oneself. Like, you can do something, but you're fearful of doing it because of a doubt towards it, whether, you doubt that you'll make it, whether you doubt that you'll actually be good at it, or that, something that's not here right now in the present, but somewhere down the line. It's a fear of something. That's all a doubt is. It's a fear of something. Loss of one's own sense of perception. Now, this can happen from, things, most of the time it happens from external factors. So if you have somebody around you that's constantly belittling you or putting you down or, messing with that self-esteem and, your mindset, making you feel like, no, what you are thinking is way off the box, you're wrong, how you think is off, or you don't fit in because you say this and they can't explain. That's a personal problem for them. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You keep on doing you, boo. Ain't got nothing to do with them. You keep on doing you. That's That's part of our uniqueness. That's part of our gifts. Our part of our individuality is the fact that we don't all think alike. It's nice to be that point, that one person to challenge everything else that's going on. Instead of just going with it. It's kind of like I forgot the one psychological test where they had it where the conformity test where everybody was saying the wrong answer. Like it was two dots on there. Everybody kept saying one. They see one dot, and it's like one or two people sitting there. Mostly one person. Like what's going on? Like I see two dots. The man clearly put two dots on there. Like 1, 2. What's going on? But they're sitting there. Some people just be like, no, it's 2. And they do it the whole time. Some people will be like, okay, well, I don't want to be the one, and everybody look at me. Or they'll say, like, 2, and everybody just looks at them. And then, so the next time, they're like, 1. Because, it's uncomfortable. But being out the box and being different, it's a little uncomfortable because it's not like what everything else is. But also with that uncomfortability is a sense of bliss, of freedom, because it's not like everybody else. It's completely different. Loss of identity. You tend to lose who we are in our authentic selves. Like the best way I can explain that is find that inner kid within inside of you. You're never too big to have an inner kid. That's why Disney World is the way that it is, because it doesn't matter how old or how young you are, you're going to have a great time. Like when I went, I had an infant, a 1-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Like an infant at Disney World, trust me, still had a blast. Still had a blast. I've seen people there of all ages, everything, like genres, just people, all races, all religions. It was wonderful. It was pure wonderful. It was seriously like a world fair that exists. Like it's awesome. But it's losing, that identity of who you actually are, because when we were kids, we wanted to explore who we were and find out who we were. We did that by playing and socializing and making mistakes and taking chances and it not being right and us learning from it and doing something different, or be like, you know what, that just ain't for me at all because it just ain't working. I can try this. Nope, that's my cue to go on somewhere else. Instead of trying to do the monkey bars, let me go ahead and try out the seesaw and the swings over here. Monkey bars ain't working. Everybody jumping to 2-3 bars. I used to be the kid, used to be able to jump to, forget it, man. Y'all doing 2 5, I'm about to do 3. And I was getting it too until one day I was playing in the sand and went to go do it and busted my butt. And then I was like, yeah, I'm good. But then by the end of summer, they're like, come on. And I wanted to just be like, nah. But that was that self-doubt kicking in, like, ain't gonna happen. I did it the last day of school. Made it to the 3rd bar again, and that was the perfect ending to the last day of school, But it's not losing the identity of who you were essentially as a child, because that's the closest to your authentic self that freedom allowed. Because when we grew up, we're taught that, oh well, no, you have to do this and you have to act like this and you have to do this and you have to act like this, and it's like, but why? Why can't I be a big ass kid? I'm a big ass kid. Unless you know me, you cannot guess my age. I guarantee you cannot guess my age. I'm a big ass kid. I look like a kid. I'm a full grown ass man right here. But I look like a kid. But it's also, I'm a big ass kid. I'm that parent that if I see a bouncer house, and yeah, I'm going to take my kids up there, but I'm also going to ask like, so can adults get up in here? Or is it just for the bed? All right. Let's go. Like, before Toys R Us, when we actually had commercials on TV, that's appropriate instead of all this. Yeah, I don't even watch TV. If I do, it's Netflix, and I'm good with that. But, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I got a million things that I could play with. I don't want to grow up, because if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. Right, because when you're a kid, it's like you have all this freedom to explore yourself. But then when you actually get the freedom to explore yourself, truly, then you have all these restrictions placed upon you. Right. Sounds a little brainwashing, manipulative, doesn't it? I'm just saying, calling it how I see it. If it walks like a duck and quack like a duck, I ain't gonna call it a chicken. But loss of self worth is another manipulation, brain washing. You This happens a lot of time. Self esteem, how your emotions towards yourself, which essentially translates into the love that you have for yourself. This is one of the most impactful because everything else is pretty much easy to get over. Like, you can, not saying it is all the time. By all means, it's not. From my personal experience, so I'll rephrase that, from my personal experience and from what I have seen, this seems to be the hardest one, is that loss of self worth. Now, I know some people might be out there, well, I don't have low self esteem or anything like that. Well, it's not the fact. It might not just be like low self esteem in a small aspect. I'm talking about in general. That includes how you feel, your emotions for you, which is essentially your love for yourself. You know, if we had high self worth, we wouldn't have had loss of identity. We wouldn't have had a disruption in our sense of perception. We wouldn't have a doubt of ourselves. See where I'm going at with this? So it's working through all these to get to building up your self worth, and then whatever that last step is, which might be it might, even if it's a little bit of self esteem. Self esteem, somebody with low self esteem doesn't have to be like somebody who absolutely. I've been there though, where I was like, man, I'm ugly, I'm horrible because I'm dark skinned and this, my hair's nappy and blah 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 and blah blah. Mm-mm. It can. I've been there, but it doesn't have to be that deep. Some people just might need, a little ego boost, a little ego boost, little push, little pat on the back, like, you got this. You're like, okay, I'm good. We all different. We all got different experiences. We all came from different walks of life. So, I'm just, all I gotta do is tell from my experience, and maybe a few from those around me that I've been around. Another is lies and exaggerations. We can lie and exaggerate to ourselves and others, and that's saying that, well, no, I'm not insecure, because someone's like, oh, you just a piece of, and so we lash out and go on, but how are you? And then next thing you know, we fighting, and then next thing we sit in the court of law. Ain't nobody got time for that. But lies and exaggeration, from that's like one of the biggest things that fights happen to come out on, is lies and exaggeration. Some people just lie. You just be like, what was all that for? Like, I've had people literally lie about their entire lives, literally. Like, that was a hard lesson, and like it was crazy, but like literally entire lives. All you had to do was be honest and just tell the truth. Like, I'm not going to judge you because of something you did before. What I care about is who you are right here, right now, today. You as a person. Like, we're all not in the best positions of life. Some of us are, but I could care less about that. If somebody's going after somebody they got some other stuff, that's other intentions behind it. So you gotta watch it. Now, I'm not saying, that, if you feel like, well, I want to have somebody that has this and this and this. I'm not saying that, those are your standards. And by all means, but we'll go ahead. Have your standards, do you. We all got our standards. We all got our preferences. We all got, it's whatever it is. Those are just mine. But it's like, but your life though, your whole life to find out, like, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, years, whatever down the end, that, oh, well, I actually felt this way and this way. It's like you find out that it's the whole opposite. Or, you doing that to yourself. Like, you could do that to yourself. Like, yeah, all these years, I've been trying to be like, oh, yeah, but, I lying to my, like, what's something I've lied to myself about? Lord, like, like, oh man, I I can do it, and then sometimes getting up to it and then be like, dang, but then, you know, chicken out because of self-doubt, you know, and be like, oh, well, you know, I can't because other people along the line was in, you know, as I'm going up to stand and present a speech, you know, I'm hearing other people snicker and, you know, laugh, and I'm thinking about everybody else who went in front of me that, you know, was laughing, and they was laughing at them, so I'm like, well, shoot, everybody gonna do the same to me, and, you know, we've all been there, and it is hard, especially for those who are very empathic or thinkers or, you know, very emotional when it comes to ourselves. Not saying everybody emotional when it comes to themselves. Some people have a little bit more tougher exterior, so they can just knock stuff off. But, you know, for us more sensitive folk, you know, the water signs, you know, that it's a little bit harder, you know, trying to knock that off and just dust that off because you start thinking about it. And then you're thinking about it, and it's like the more you think about it, then it actually starts to happen. I had also had to do a speech and then thought about it, and halfway through I'm like, why are you still nervous when you're actually up here doing it? Like, thinking that while I'm still giving my speech, and then I was like, oh yeah, so then I decided to chill and relax, and then the teacher actually came and was like, you were one of the best speakers. Like, wow. And it's like, all I had to do was just realize that right then and there, or as I was walking up there, and the whole speech could have been like that. You know, instead of at the end, by the time it's time for me to end, I'm all relaxed and cool and don't even want to, you know, get down. We answer our questions. We sit up here talking and chilling and stuff, you know, and I could have been feeling this at ease and this exciting, just at peace and enjoying the moment this whole time instead of freaking out because of what's in my head. You know, it is. It's easier said than done. It is. It's very easier said than done. You know, it's just, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Showboating. You know, those one people who always get something and they always gotta post it on Facebook. You know every piece of furniture, every shoe, every CD, every trip, every vacation, every concert that these people have been to. You know it all. Because soon as they do, bloop, there you go. Hey, yeah, look what, man, I just got this. Oh, yeah, look what, man, I just... Now, you know, you got a lot of blessings coming in. Ain't no wrong with, you know, being blessed. And, you know, but it's also... we not supposed to take pride in what it is that we have or what we get. Now, can we appreciate it? Yes, and be like, oh, my God, so blessed to have this. But we can't be like, oh, my God, I actually love this. Like, I actually remember one time when I said, man, I love this car. This made me feel so much better. Same day alternator went out. You know, now I got the principle. That was a material thing. I'm not supposed to love. That's a false god. You know, God made us within His image. Like I should have loved myself without that car, before I got the car. You know, and after the car, not because I have the car. Because what I have is not what makes me who I am. What I have within me is what makes me who I am. Not everything else. Not all of this. Not this hat. Not this. Not that. None of this. I'm cheap as hell. This $5.99. $5.99 at Rule 21 because it was on sale, and they always have a whole bunch of like 30, 40, 50% off. Like, I don't pay for pants over $30 dang on dollars. Why? Why? That's exactly it. Why? I don't need to walk around 50. Now, they dress pants, you know, some stuff just costs a little bit more. You know, the men's clothes, you go and get a suit, yeah, you know, it's going to be a little pricey. But ain't nothing wrong with me. But like, you know what? I deserve this. I didn't work hard. I'm going to splurge a little bit and get a little, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But just being wasteful and be like, oh, everything I have has to be name brand. And I've had 2 pair of Jordans my whole life. Two. The last one got stolen. I ain't getting no more. And those are actually surprisingly comfortable because the first pair I had were not comfortable at all. I done had Timberlands before. I don't buy them. They're not comfortable. Ain't no type of insulation. It's supposed to be a winter boot. I live in Ohio. My feet were freezing in there. Why am I wearing 3 pairs of socks? And I got on, mind you, I didn't pay $100 for them because I got them at the thrift shop. But, yeah, thrift shop, hey, Macklemore know what it is, man. Like, ain't nobody got time for do all that. Why? When we have, it's clothes. It's clothes. Literally for the sake of popping tags or being seen walking around the mall with bags. Because that's essentially all it is. I mean, to be honest, you know. So, showboating. Um, we don't need to do all that. You take pride in what you got. You take care of it. You can have something that's 15 years old. And people are like, man, you just got this. But man, dude, I had this for like 20 years. I just know how to take care of my stuff. You know? Um, Lift self up by putting others down. It's a good one. A lot of people, somebody get upset with you or they call you out on something, a lot of people will retaliate. We've all did it. We've all gave it. We've all received it. Whether as a child or as an adult. All through our lives, it's normal. And I'm not saying being spiritual, you're gonna be perfect. No, you're not. I'm not perfect at all. I just had a screw up the other day, not too long ago. It happens. I learned my lesson. I learned better. I know better. The more you know, the better you do. That's it. Cause and effect. All right. I was sad in my feelings for a little bit. Like, damn. What the hell? What was you thinking? You fight with yourself. Then you're like, okay, you know what? What can I take for this? I learned this and this and this and this. Thank God I learned this now. It could have been worse later on. Whatever the case may be. And you move on with your life. It does take time to get there. It does. It took me 10 months to get to where I am right now. And I have so much more growing to do. And that's the beauty in life, is the fact that we're always in continuation. We're always going to grow. We're always going to evolve. Yeah, and be involved, in life. Not in material things or doing things for material gain. Like, I actually had a friend of mine when I was going to Cleveland State University. He was Muslim, and a lot of the kids wouldn't sit by him because, he wore the whole thing at whole. I'm like, he cool people. I'm gonna sit by him, chopping it up. And he was sitting there, and we started, I don't know how we got on religion, but we got on religion, and, over here in America, he was like, I just don't understand how you guys go out and pick professions for a paycheck, for a certain lifestyle. He was like, because back home, when I'm taught, we pick what it is that we do to serve God, not for money. And I took that in then. I was like, damn. But now, after an awakening, life happens. I even had a downfall where I was like, no, I'm done believing. I'm done. I am absolutely done, because this shit is I'm not understanding why I get this job, be doing good, and all of a sudden everything falls apart. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, seriously, all day, the same day, car went down, lost the job on the same day, and lights got cut off. On some work, hey, I actually had a day like that. It happens, but actually after my awakening and taking that in, it's like, wow. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Thirsty, man. Cranberry apple. What delicious. But I really took that in, and now, being where I am at now, I truly understand that and can truly embrace that. And I'm so happy that was something that stuck with me, and he was able to share that knowledge with me, because right here, right now, it means so much. So much more than I could ever know. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you go about your day to day. Keep that in mind with the job that you're at right now. Now, we all have dreams and hopes, and it's not feasible for everybody to just be able to, quit my job and just, we got responsibilities and stuff, Just in case, if that is where you at and you are in a mental place where you're like, I really just, every time I walk in this place, I get to the streets before hitting the parking lot, and I'm like, I already want to strangle everybody up in here, and I ain't even in the parking lot. Go ahead and drive for Lyft. That's what I did. It ain't worth my mental health. So it's an option. It's a choice. It's out there for to throw it on the table for you. Yeah, because I and then being able to just, I'm a introvert, but I'm also an extrovert. So being able to be in my car where I'm comfortable at, play my music, and you know what? I listen to a genre of music. So most of the time people are like, no, your playlist is awesome. Go ahead. I'm like, all right, cool. So, and being able to talk and not talk because everybody's different, and it was perfect. Still be able to, okay, let me cut it off because I got to go over here, go to the doctor appointment, or go and do some laundry real quick, or let me go to lunch. I'm still able to enjoy my day and enjoy life and help people get from one place to another, because I've been in a position where, I didn't have a car, or was out of town and didn't want to pay for a taxi, could take the bus, or whatever the case may be, is, helping somebody. And I'm a giver. I like helping people. I like helping people. But I know that was a little off topic, but it works. The stories come up for a reason. When God has me share, my guys have me share, what it is that I done went through, and it can help somebody else, because we can connect on it. Trust me, I can connect you on a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Yes, I can. Yeah. What's another one? Taking credit that's not theirs. People now be like, oh, that's like if I said, what I said at the beginning, if I memorized that and I said it, and people are like, oh, this person said it, I'm like, yeah, I said it, no good, that well, I got it from this book. Really? Did you not learn plagiarism in school? We don't do that. We ain't trying to do that. Because that's basically what it is. Think of that as plagiarism in whatever form. You can't be out here taking credit for what other people just said or did, or be honest. Be honest. Fortnite, be honest. Yeah, I said it. But then, one thing that I used to always say, I got to a point, I done had a whole bunch of stuff stolen and whatnot. Apparently you needed it more than I did. What was it that serious? Y'all couldn't, no creativity at all, just gonna take somebody else's. I was okay to, take and modify and redo. Well, yeah, that's what 90% of business and or commerce or services is about in the world today. Let's just face it. But you just gonna take the straight thing and then call it something? No, that ain't cool. I'm gonna make that you pulling the Fortnite, ain't you? That's what I'm gonna start saying. That's what we gonna get that circulating. You pulling the Fortnite? This nigga pulling the Fortnite, man. Look. No, because they ain't said it. Let me tell you who said that for real. Just go ahead, call them out. Okay. Feeling inferior through false accusations. Oh, that's hard. That's kind of like a little reverse psychology. Somebody sitting there, and they're like, and you're like, well, no, they call you out your name, like, oh, you dumb mother. And I'm like, well, that hurt my feelings that you just called me. Oh, well, you shouldn't be so stupid. You shouldn't have did that. So it's like, well, damn, so I am this because I did think that, and that's a false accusation. No, they were in the wrong for calling you out your name, and you were right to have your feelings hurt. Now, whatever it was that you did, you hurt their feelings, or even by accident, they're right to feel their emotions too, but the action taken and how it was expressed was wrong. It was low vibrational. That ain't cool. That ain't nice. You ain't got nothing nice to say. Don't say that at all, man. And then for the, receiving the 6 of stones may break my bones, words will no longer hurt me. That's the new motto. 6 of stones might break my bones. Words will no longer hurt me. All right. Moving right along. Rolling down the river. Y'all know I'm goofy, man. I know we had 28 minutes, and I got let's see. Constant criticism of psychological intimidation. We're just it's feeling inferior as well. Not taking ownership of flaws. Whatever it is. For me, it was hard for me to defend myself because it had got to the point where I defended myself and believed false accusations that, by me expressing my emotions, I was somehow hurting somebody else. And being the person that's been bullied and having feelings hurt and being an empath, no, that's the last thing I want to do without knowing that I was losing myself the whole time, losing myself minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week, month, year. And over time, we end up completely losing. Some people can completely lose themselves, and I did. Like, I completely lost myself, lost off my way. But there was still moments of that glimpse of light. That light didn't go completely out, which I am so thankful to God for that, because I wouldn't be here right now. There's no way. My situations were meant to take me out, for me not be here at all, for me not to be here speaking to you right here, right now, because of what my life path is. I know what my life path is. And I'm secure and I'm confident. I denounced it before, like, oh yeah, because I was like, no, I was done. I was absolutely done. So trust me, I know how it'd be like, no, too much shit happens. There, is no God, that don't exist. Like, and trust me, I get it. I just said it all before. I didn't, man. If only you knew the pain I went through too. Like, on some real shit. Like, trust me, man. But life is more. We're not just here. We didn't just get here, and it's getting to that, or getting down. Sometimes you have to get that low to really find your own faith, because sometimes we believe and go off of our beliefs because of our parents, and not because of our whole selves. Not saying all of ourselves was that we wasn't in it, yeah, but God wants us to love completely for us, for ourselves. And it's like, the more somebody push something on you, the more you're retreating from it, because it's like, I feel like you're forcing me, because you're trying to change me, and I like who I am right now. You can't make anybody change. It's free will. If somebody likes who they are, and we consider them to be, a crappy person, then let them be with all what you consider the crappy people, and you go on to the other side, or vice versa, whatever. I mean, teach his own. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. And let's see. Actually, remind me, listen to Nonchalant by Six Black. Like, yeah, that song will definitely come home. I'm actually gonna play like a little snippet of it. Can't play too much, Copyright. What else? There's fight, tantrums, excuse making, denial, blame, hypersensitive. They just fight over anything, like, or you just the smallest thing, you're just ready to snap and just go off. It's more so because of something else. You're irritated because of something else, stemming from something else, and you had a trigger, and it affected you, and you allowed your trigger to get to you, and which we'll talk about triggers and stuff. Yeah. Another type of way of fighting, is like fighting like yourself from your emotions, or from the other person, that person trying to manipulate you, or if you call them out, they'll bolt out the door, avoidance, silent treatment, resentment, passive aggression, basically childish stuff, like, I'm not talking to you, I'm not your friend today, basically. But in an adult way, we don't say, well, I'm not your friend. We go, oh, well, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna, slash your tires type of stuff. That's the stuff, and that ain't cool. Oh, okay. Sorry. Email popped up. Okay. What else? Man, it's getting hot in here. The spirit start talking to me, boy. It get hot, and I got the heat on. I'm gonna go ahead and roll up the sleeves real quick. Yeah, I'm sorry. A line from Nonchalant popped up. Let's see. What else? Then we have relationships, more competitive than collaborative. It's when you're more so competing with your partner versus working together. I experienced that. Got the job. My ex passed. I don't really like saying the whole like baby mama stuff. Like, that's just because that's not your person. But anywho, my ex, me ended up working at the same place, and I was doing good, and then stuff started happening, at home. Of course, we're at work, And then it was like the negativity that and the toxicity that was in the house was now coming to work and affecting me at my job. So now I what I was going up for, I can't, because it was like a competition between us because we both couldn't do it. So we literally had to compete against each other to the point, and it was like, you know, for me, like, I was upset personally because I was like, I like this place. This was my place. Like, I invited you, and then now you just, because of, but I also had to take, kind of like, okay, but, there's certain qualities, that are, I really didn't speak up, but sometimes they spoke up too much, and it was a lot, and I take responsibility and ownership for, my part of what it was that I didn't do to get myself more noticed, and, I can't say anything on their end. I could just, speak on me, but, I know that within myself. And at the time, yeah, you might admit it to yourself in private, kind of think about it, but push it to the side because it's not something you want to think about. Why? It makes you feel bad, Nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. But we have to, come and sit with those emotions and find out why. I found out it's because, I never really, the whole defending myself thing. Like, okay, where's that balance between going too far and, and when do you know what situation to go off on in one situation? Because it got to the point where I was like, well, people just this ratchet, like, I'm just about to be ratchet and ruthless because I'm tired of being shitted on. Like, be nice to this person, and then just get used all up. And then when I'm struggling or need help or assistance or down, ain't nobody be found. Nobody. Like, damn, that's what we doing for real. That's what's hot in the streets. That's what we doing. Okay, all right, I see you. And I started being a Scorpio, man. Y'all know about the Scorpio. I was seriously like, Scorpios know about some vengeance, boy. Like, we the type of people, like, it ain't enough for a Scorpio to just get you back and let it slide. No, every time we see you, we feel the need of revenge. Like, so it's getting into all of that and knowing that and realizing that. And I honestly, thankfully, I learned the whole being vengeful thing at a very early age, through a verbal debate. Somebody told me some stuff and I used it against them, and I felt bad, and called and apologized. And even to this day, it's not something that I'm proud of. No, because that was wrong, and I won't want nobody to do that to me. But it was even younger. But then experience it. I experienced so much of that before that event, and then after that event, like, I started getting almost back into that, but something in my body just wouldn't let me, just to be like, oh, you okay? Well, I got played, man. You know what? Women ain't shit. I'm just about to. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. And I'm happy, and a lot of people's like, well, no, you weren't supposed to think that way, and then it's like, but I sat with myself, and I actually was like, it's okay that I feel that way. Like, it's completely normal to feel like this. Why? I just got shitted on. Like, yeah, it's completely normal. That's like you getting hurt. You breaking your arm and somebody tell you, oh, shut up, don't cry, because it's going to be fixed in 2 months. Yeah, but right now, this shit hurts. So I'm going to cry. It hurts. The hell I look like. So I'm going to cry 2 months later after it's healed. Okay. Like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works, man. So, and it's realizing all of that. Some people don't realize that until later on in life. So I was really blessed to learn that and be aware of that lesson at that was 14 for me. Be aware of that lesson, because if I learned that later on down the line, that could have been, with being able to just express now, people shooting and people, I could have been dead, it could have been in jail, injured, like anything. So there's nothing wrong with our shadow side. It's the fact that we have to sit and understand it. So if we have some emotions to it, it's okay for us to feel it, write it out. Y'all see Eminem. Dear mama, I love you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet. Man, you better clean out them closets. You better put that on. Listen to some Eminem. Like he had a lot of built up anger. When I'm upset, I will play Eminem. I'm playing Bone Thugs. I'm playing Lil Wayne. I'm playing everybody in the book that got an attitude. I'm playing some DMX. They don't know. We be like, boy, like, no, I need something to release this anger and I would just vibe out to the music. And then, some people gotta run, exercise, that helps too. I'm a very physical person. So I've been slacking, I've been lazy, I've just been rocking out to the music. I ain't gonna sit here a lot. But I am blessed to say that I'm very healthy and, I do my exercise when I'm supposed to every now and then, but not when I'm supposed to. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Yeah, there's always like a winner versus loser. Yeah, it could be a looter too, got them gold diggers. So, Freudian slip right there. Offense, best defense, false image of projection. Like a trophy complex. Like, oh yeah, I'm the shit. There's nothing wrong with you. Because, like, when I spray my cologne, like, I got this cologne right here. Called limited edition. So when I spray it on, like, limited edition, boy. It's only one, the original. But I don't go out there and all my people like, you better back up, man. I am the shit. Don't look at me. Like, no, I just makes me walk around outside like, hey, how you doing? What's up, man? Going to the store. Hey, what's up? Like, you smell good? Thank you. Let me tell you what I just got. Where you get that, man? Let me tell you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Yeah, being better than everyone. There's all-powerful judge to others. Hey, oh, this person's that person that, this. That's that gossip mess. That's that No, that's a Desperate Housewives. The city. What's the one? The Housewives of whatever city of Kalamazoo and whatever. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Hip hop and y'all know. Yeah, that's all of that. That's all of that. That's all of that. Prideful by marginalizing those whom they perceive as weaker. Picking on, people that they see as weaker, less, more emotionally vulnerable, mentally vulnerable, because, they're able to sense out, the weak spots. Kind of like, wolves. Like, they're like, oh, okay. Or sharks, like, okay, I know you bleeding, so I'm coming for you. I know where to find your weak spot at. Like, when you boxing, like Creed, he had to learn, he had to figure out what one to do, like, okay. Or no, what was that one movie? With the shadow boxing with the robot. I can't think of the name of that movie. That's my movie though. But and the robot had that one like crick under his arm, and he had to learn how to. And it was a little boy, and he had to learn how to. And he was like, "Oh, okay, I know to go for the." So look out your weak spot. Yeah, ladies, y'all rock with me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all done seen Creed? I know y'all done seen Creed, because most of y'all think the man fine. So I know y'all done seen Creed. Y'all know what I'm talking about, dang it. The meek, they feel like the meek deserve to be a downtrodden fate. Just people that, oh, well, you don't have as much money as me, or you didn't come from my social class or status, and nah, yeah, we ain't about that. Lack of empathy and humanity. Rule breaking and boundary violation. Yeah, my goodness, there's a few of them. They violate the rules and societal norms, in like a vicious, undermining way. They cut in line, under tip constantly, personal space intrusion. They borrow things without ever returning. They use property without asking. They just have, lack of concern and awareness for everybody else or anybody else's feelings, everything that's not about them and solely to please them. So we don't want to be going out here doing stuff and be like, oh, it's all about me. I can give a shit about anybody else. Like, yeah, this person borrowed money, but oh well, they should have loaned it to me. That's their fault. Oh, well, I'd never paid them back. They're used to it. Like, no, that's not cool. That it's just not cool. Because if you loan out money, then now you got an attitude. You want to hunt everybody down. That's that karma coming back. Maybe you should pay back some of your debts. You might be getting some of your money back. And then on top of that, you don't loan out money, which is something that I didn't realize. You don't loan out money, something that, you going to need. Now, if you loan out money and you don't need it at the time, which is what, where I'm coming from, it's like, man, okay, but no, I'll be good with this. Because that's what I usually think about before I loan out money. And I'm like, all right, man, here you go. And I might not have much, but then something could happen down the line. I'm like, dang, man, kind of need that. So, it's been a couple times where I'm like, hey, do you happen to have like $2 or the $5, I let you borrow? Because I ran into something and, I just didn't know you. Because I don't like asking for anything. Because if I'm loaning you something, 90% of the time I don't want it back. And I say 90% of the time because, it might be a situation that come up that I'd be like, no, I want my money back from you. We got to build up a rapport or something first. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. That was weird. My candle just kind of... Okay. We already at 45 minutes. But y'all know this is good, so it's going to come all out. Oh, sarcastic comments, internet trolling. They just go around talking about people on the internet for no reason, just hurting people's self-esteem, and it's not cool. Angry and hateful speech, attack on undesirable individuals and groups. People that they consider below them or beneath them, or that don't need to be here, or whatever the case may be. When we tend to have a public or private shaming, entitlement, egocentric orientation, and dehumanizes victims. Well, okay, yeah, we went over that already. Human rights violation, hate crimes, and I know I'm going over these things, but I'm just reading these at this point because it's more so if you hear and you rock with me, it might be something that you did in your past and you're not proud of. But obviously, if you hear and you rocking with me right now, I'm not feeling this energy coming from y'all. So, financial abuse, sexual harassment, but these are things that could have happened to you, so, or someone else. So we could pass this on. Stuff like date rape, domestic violence, hate crimes. Oh yeah, I said it already. Emotional, physical abuse. They spread negative emotions to feel power and to trap us. And that's like if you saying something like you using your words in a way to say something to cause somebody pain because of what they did to you. In a mental way. That's what that is. That's not cool. It's, trying to cause somebody pain because of, that's retaliation. There's nothing, just because you're not physically doing anything, you're doing something verbally that's affecting somebody's mental and emotional state, which could cause them to react in the physical. So, I'm just saying. You don't want to be no kitty boo-boos up in here, man. You might be dealing with a cookie out there. And Cookie gonna knock that ass out. I'm just saying, man. Everybody gonna beat their match one day. You don't want to do that. Let's slow that down. Because, we don't want to be in the first 48. We ain't trying to, on neither side of that. On neither side. So, because that's where we at in this world. That's where we at in this world. It's like, eat or be eaten. Like, ain't nobody, like, no. No, there's a whole nother just... be away from it. Just ain't got shit to do with me. Off the scenes. Nope. I'm out. Going off the grid. I'm about to go off the grid. Y'all think it's a game? About to go off the grid. Like, y'all won't see me, but y'all ain't gonna know where I'm at. That's beautiful. Let's see. Oh yeah, we went through. Yeah, blame victim for cause, own victimization. Agitated when called out, sensitive to criticism, invalidate others' thoughts, feelings, and priorities, showing little remorse for causing people pain, That's those are those real deep narcissistic wounds, those traits that, like I was saying, if I didn't had that empathy with me and that love and respect for myself, because I didn't want that to be known and attached to my life and my reputation. I respected and loved myself enough not to go. It was not that has anything to do with, like, yeah, I did consider, outside factors, because there was something that I could have did and went back and got payback on some real stuff. But it was like, I could do that, but then that's going to affect who else besides this person. And they didn't do anything. And these people didn't do anything, and it's going to directly affect them. And I just don't have the heart to do that. Some people are like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. They should have thought about whatever they did before they did that, and this is the consequences. Because, I wouldn't have been wrong in going forth with my information, but also at the same time, is that what I want to be? No, no. I ain't about that life. No. Karma enough is the fact that you you was wrong. And I'm just gonna let go and let God, and you could just sit with that. And that's how it was for me, and it helped. And I realized that being in that situation and going through that situation for almost 4 or 5 months, that's some strength. That's some strength. On a job, like 12 hours a day, and at that time I was working because our normal schedule was 3 days a week. I was working 5 because overtime was out. Right, for 5 months, that's some strength right there. That's a mental, emotional, and physical. That's some strength, and that's when I realized I am a hell of a lot stronger than anybody gives me credit for, and I be damn. Hell no. Hell. Don't let this hype and this toneness thing alright. I rise up to challenges now, and that's what I learned. I had to learn to, okay, I'm gonna make this a personal challenge for myself. The fact that I'm not gonna do anything, because high school, I'd have been all on it. I'd have been like, oh yeah, everybody gets a payback. Oh, it's about to be nice, and right, and it just ain't worth it. Manipulation, use partner, child, family, friends, colleagues to meet unreasonable, self-serving needs, and fulfill unrealized dreams and cover up weaknesses. It's feeling the need to have somebody else for you to be able to go after your dreams. Now, there's nothing wrong, if you're the type of person that gets stuck in their head and you need somebody to just be there and uplift you and help you get out of those stuck places. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. We all need a little cheerleading section, but we also have to know that we're over there too. So then if, everybody else is around, because, everybody, we got our own shit. Everybody can't be there. And a lot of people, we only have a small few handful of people that we really and so if it's just a lot of stuff going on, you can't just rely on just outside influences and factors to cheer you up and boost yourself. You have to have that love and that strength within inside yourself to be able to do it as well. And it's baby steps. We're gonna get there, even if it's listening to music. I listen to Janelle Monáe, I like that, and India.Arie, It's Not My Hair, and Not That Average Girl, and Video, for all summer long, because like I said, it was the whole self-esteem issue. So once I found my self-worth, I knew that there was really everything else is just little stuff that's, going to eventually just phase out. And that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. And yeah, it took me, but then I had to realize, but look where you came from. I did get right here, didn't I? I did do the damn thing. Hell yeah. Okay. But and it's realizing that. Now I don't think I have ADD. With the way my thoughts be rushing, no, it'd be a lot of up in this head up here. Guilt, blame, victimhood, distortion of truth, victim self-guesses. So, they distort the truth. They're trying to make it seem like you're the bad guy. Like I said, like, if you express the way you feel and that person makes you feel shitty for expressing how you feel, even though that's exactly what it is that they did, and I just made that worse. Old school. Don't judge me, y'all. Yeah, I'm pulling up them old school mama tricks. At least I used to hate that, man. Ugh. And mom, I know you watch it. So when you see this and you start laughing. Ugh. Alright, anywho. But yeah, it's trying to make you feel bad for that. You mean about that? They tell when you tell them how to think and behave. They try to tell people how to think and behave. Very critical, angry, intimidating. Fail to bow down. When people fail to bow down, they tend to be very intimidating, angry, and very critical towards those people because they're standing up for who they are. Like, no, you're wrong in this, and they tend to just go off. Or if somebody's telling you like, hey, you might need to work on this or something, you tend to go off or just snap or lose it and walk away, whatever. That means it's you might want to take heed to what they say, go inside, internalize that, take time with yourself and be like, all right, you know what? I do that sometimes. It ain't nothing bad, we just got to find a positive way of releasing it and letting it out. We can't just be sending all these bad vibes up in the atmosphere. We don't need all that. We already got earthquakes and all this stuff going on. We don't need all that. Or they feel special, superior by being less human and dehumanizing. At that point, it's pretty much an entity, for lack of better words. I did have an experience where an entity tried to attach itself to me through years because my family didn't have narcissism. That wasn't the entity. The entity was manipulation. But it was unconscious manipulation, and it took me a while to even become aware of it. And actually speaking to a reader, and she was like, "Did anybody?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, watch that," because I was like, generational curse, and they kind of was like, "Yeah, basically." And I realized and realizing and how my grandmother act and everything, but it was them doing stuff for protection, but out of fear, and trying to make it seem like it's a bad idea because they were afraid, because they were taught to be fearful of those situations, and they didn't want anything to happen to me. And it was that overprotectiveness, so I'm thankful that that's what it was, and it wasn't like necessarily anything negative. There's a couple times my grandma was like, oh, now when I'm dead and gone, I used to be like, why do you say that shit? Like, stop saying that. Like, that ain't cool, because that's something that's gonna stick with you. Because then when that person is dead and gone, you're like, damn, they used to say when they was dead and gone, I should have did this and I should have did. Now that person is like stuck in a mental, because it ain't like you gonna rise up from the dead and be like, oh, it's okay, you can do it for me now, go ahead, I'm here, all right. Like, now you leaving somebody with some mental, right? And so it was slight little stuff like that, but not consistently. And I'm blessed to say that it wasn't that. So that's why I attracted narcissistic entities towards myself, because they knew that was my weakness because of my environment and my family, and it tried to attach itself to me. And I actually had a reading, and I think during that reading it actually left, and I actually, at that point, I think for me it was my walk-in thing, because the person, like, when I say started storming in the video, then it started storming above. Now mind you, after the little rain thing, I called somebody else like, hey man, did it storm? Mind you, this person lives down the street and around the corner from where I stayed. It was like, no dude, it didn't thunder or nothing. My man, you lying, dude, because I was outside in the shit. I was like, man, God, if this video is real right now, like, something in me didn't want me to watch it. And then it was just like, I don't know, but now I know, my soul was like, no, you're going to finish this. Like, I had to cut it off 3 separate times to walk away, and was like, why do I feel so mad trying to watch this video? And I made myself sit through it, and it was like, you're going to feel all these emotions, when you release what it is you need to release. And I did, and it was like anything else. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, everything that they said that I was going to feel, happy, sad, all of that, like, I felt it. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. The only reason why I haven't mentioned her name, because, I don't know if, privacy, and, not everybody want other people to know all of that. So, but it did happen to me, and I was just like, wow. Yeah. So we all can. It's a choice, and I could have chose to put the video down and walk completely away and not come back, or I could have chose to go ahead and keep going with and follow my intuition. Like, no, something wants me to watch this, and go ahead and do it. And that's exactly what I did, and I wouldn't turn back. Not one time. Not saying that this path is easy, because it's not. Because you're growing and you're going to change every day. Every day. Because nothing is the same. Nothing. You're going to interface with different people, different energies. The better you are, and, the devil going to try to test you, man. He's going to try to test you. And it's being stronger than that. Fear is an illusion. We got this. Alright, so till next time, boy X. Thank you for rocking with X-Men Tarot. See you later.